Hi, it's Sue. Thanks for joining me today for the Bible reading for June 25th. Today I'm reading Psalms 66 to 69 from the World English Bible. Verse 1. For the chief musician, a song, a psalm. Make a joyful shout to God, all the earth. Sing to the glory of his name. Offer glory and praise. Tell God, how awesome are your deeds. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies submit themselves to you. All the earth will worship you and will sing to you. They will sing to your name, Selah. Come and see God's deeds, awesome work on behalf of the children of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the river on foot. There we rejoiced in him. He rules by his might forever. His eyes watch the nations. Don't let the rebellious rise up against him, Selah. Praise our God, you peoples. Make the sound of his praise heard, who preserves our life among the living and doesn't allow our feet to be moved. For you, God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into prison. You laid a burden on our backs. You allowed men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us to the place of abundance. I will come into your temple with burnt offerings. I will pay my vows to you, which my lips promised, and my mouth spoke when I was in distress. I will offer to you burnt offerings of fat animals with the offering of rams. With the offering of rams, I will offer bulls with goats. Selah. Come and hear, all you who fear God. I will declare what he has done for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth. He was extolled with my tongue. I cherished sin in my heart. If I cherished sin in my heart, the Lord wouldn't have listened. But most certainly God has listened. He has heard the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his loving kindness from me. Psalm 67, for the chief musician, with stringed instruments, a song, a psalm. May God be merciful to us, bless us, and cause his face to shine on us. Selah. That your way may be known on earth and your salvation among all nations. Let the peoples praise you, God. Let all the peoples praise you. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for you will judge the peoples with equity and govern the nations on earth. Selah. Let the peoples praise you, God. Let all the peoples praise you. The earth has yielded its increase. God, even our own God, will bless us. God will bless us. All the ends of the earth shall fear him. Psalm 68 for the chief musician, a psalm by David, a song. Let God arise and his enemies be scattered. Let them who hate him also flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yes, let them rejoice with gladness. Sing to God. Sing praises to his name. Extol him who rides on the clouds. To Yah, his name. Rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless and a defender of the widows is God in his holy habitation. Oh, I love that part. I want to read it again. A father of the fatherless and a defender of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God sets the lonely in families. He brings out the prisoner with singing, but the rebellious dwell in a sun-scorched land. God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness, Selah, the earth trembled. The sky also poured down rain at the presence of God of Sinai, at the presence of God, the God of Israel. You, God, sent a plentiful rain. You confirmed your inheritance when it was weary. Your congregation lived therein. You, God, prepared your goodness for the poor. The Lord announced the word. The ones who proclaimed it are a great company. I want to read that one again, too. This is verse 11. The Lord announced the word. The ones who proclaimed it are a great company. Kings of armies flee. They flee. She who waits at home divides the plunder. While you sleep among the campfires, the wings of a dove, sheathed with silver, her feathers with shining gold. When the Almighty scattered kings in her, it snowed on Zalmon. The mountains of Bashan are majestic mountains. The mountains of Bashan are rugged. Why do you look in envy, you rugged mountains, at the mountain where God chooses to reign? Yes, Yahweh will dwell there forever. The chariots of God are tens of thousands and thousands of thousands. The Lord is among them from Sinai into the sanctuary. You have ascended on high. You have led away captives. You have received gifts among people. Yes, among the rebellious also, that Yah, God, might dwell there. Blessed be the Lord who daily bears our burdens, even the God who is our salvation. Selah. God is to us a God of deliverance. To Yahweh the Lord belongs escape from death. But God will strike through the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of such a one as still continues in his guiltiness. The Lord said, I will bring you again from Bashan. I will bring you again from the depths of the sea, that you may crush them, dipping your foot in blood, that the tongues of your dogs may have their portion from your enemies. Oh, now that's gross. You can imagine from the viewpoint of a warrior. Wow. It's very graphic. They have seen your processions, God, even the processions of my God, my King, into the sanctuary. The singers went before, the minstrels followed after, among the ladies playing with tambourines. Bless God in the congregations, even the Lord in the assembly of Israel. There is little Benjamin, their ruler, the princes of Judah, their council, the princes of Zebulun, and the princes of Naphtali. Your God has commanded your strength. Strengthen, God, that which you have done for us. Because of your temple at Jerusalem, kings shall bring presents to you. Rebuke the wild animal of the reeds, the multitude of the bulls with the calves of the peoples. Being humbled, may it bring bars of silver. Scatter the nations that delight in war. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall hurry to stretch out her hands to God. Well, isn't that a great prayer for now? Scatter the nations that delight in war. Yes, Lord. I'm going to remember that verse. That's, what is it, 68:30? I don't think we're in 69 yet. Anyway, verse 31. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall hurry to stretch out her hands to God. Sing to God, you kingdoms of the earth. Sing praises to the Lord. Selah. To him who rides on the heaven of heavens, which are of old. Behold, he utters his voice, a mighty voice. Ascribe strength to God. His excellency is over Israel. His strength is in the skies. You are awesome, God, in your sanctuaries. The God of Israel gives strength and power to his people. Praise be to God. Last Psalm 69. For the chief musician, to the tune of Lilies by David. Save me, God, for the waters have come up to my neck. I sink in deep mire where there is no foothold. I have come into deep waters where the floods overflow me. I am weary with my crying. My throat is dry. My eyes fail looking for my God. Those who hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. Those who want to cut me off, being my enemies wrongfully, are mighty. I have to restore what I didn't take away. God, you know my foolishness. My sins aren't hidden from you. Don't let those who wait for you be shamed through me, Lord, Yahweh of armies. Don't let those who seek you be brought to dishonor through me, God of Israel. Because for your sake I have borne reproach. Shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger to my brothers, an alien to my mother's children. For the zeal of your house consumes me. Boy, I can relate to some of that. I have become a stranger to my brothers, an alien to my mother's children. You know, when you have a family of unbelievers, and God, like in my case, revealed himself to me really in a world of people who didn't acknowledge God or know God, and suddenly I discovered he's real and he's true, and he came in my life and introduced me to the church, the body, not the building, the people of God who, gosh, how many have gone before us and how many are on earth right now? But anyway, it has that alienating factor. The Bible says, what fellowship has light with darkness? How can, if my life revolves around the Lord and I'm with people who don't know him or acknowledge him, we don't have much to say to each other, because that's who I am, right? Even the things that are my interests with, cooking and gardening and some different things that I enjoy, reading and studying, they still all have that root in my purpose in the Lord, you know? So there's that alienating factor. So verse 8 again, it says, I have become a stranger to my brothers and an alien to my mother's children. So it sets families sometimes against each other. And now, not in my case, but in many cases, people are rejected by their families completely, you know, outcasted. Jesus said, I have not come to bring peace, but more. I think that's part of what he meant by that. Verse 9, the zeal of your house consumes me. The reproaches of those who reproach you have fallen on me. When I wept and I fasted, that was my reproach. When I made sackcloth my clothing, I became a byword to them. Those who sit in the gate talk about me. I am the song of the drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is to you, Yahweh, in an acceptable time. God, in the abundance of your loving kindness, there's that word again. In the abundance of your loving kindness, answer me in the truth of your salvation. Deliver me out of the mire and don't let me sink. Let me be delivered from those who hate me and out of the deep waters. Don't let the flood waters overwhelm me, neither let the deep swallow me up. Don't let the pit shut its mouth on me. Answer me, Yahweh, for your loving kindness is good. Now, David's speaking from experience here, right? I mean, he's been through it and seeing how God brought him out of it. Been through it and seen how God brought him out of it. So in this terrible fearful situation that he's in, he knows to call to God, put your trust in him, keep looking to him, you know, and stir yourself up, encourage yourself. You know, gird up your soul in hoping God so that you don't completely despair. It's amazing what he can teach us about this because he has that experience there. And then what verse is it that says experience works or tribulation works experience? No, I got it now. Tribulation works patience, patience experience, and experience hope. So you go through a tribulation and you learn patience because, or maybe the experience is first, you learn through this experience that God will come through for you. That's the pattern I'm seeing here with David. Tribulation works patience and experience that, you know, God's going to see you through now. And through that, you have this living hope. That's what's going on with David here, this tribulation and experience with God. And just, he's patiently, or at least trying to patiently look to God for help. It's amazing. Okay, so he said, verse 17, don't hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me speedily. Draw near to my soul and redeem it. Ransom me because of my enemies. You know my reproach, my shame, and my dishonor. My adversaries are all before you. Reproach has broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. I've been there. I looked for some to take pity, but there was none. For comforters, but I found none. They also gave me poison for my food. In my thirst, they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table before them become a snare. May it become a retribution and a trap. Let their eyes be darkened so that they can't see. Let their backs be continually bent. Pour out your indignation on them. Let the fierceness of your anger overtake them. Let their habitation be desolate. Let no one dwell in their tents. For they persecute him whom you have wounded. Who's that? It's Jesus, right? I think that's one of the messianic prophecies there. They persecute him whom you have wounded. They tell of the sorrow of those whom you have hurt. Charge them with crime upon crime. Don't let them come into your righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of life and not written with the righteous. But I am in pain and distress. Let your salvation, God, protect me. I will praise the name of God with a song and will magnify him with thanksgiving. It will please Yahweh better than an ox or bull that has horns and hoofs. See, he learned. He learned how to come to God with thanksgiving, with worship, with song. And what an amazing relationship he had with God. The humble have seen it and are glad. You who seek after God, let your heart live. For Yahweh hears the needy and doesn't despise his captive people. Let heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moves therein. For God will save Zion and build the cities of Judah. They shall settle there and own it. The children also of his servants shall inherit it. Those who love his name shall dwell therein. Well, that's it for today's reading. Join me for tomorrow for Psalm 70 to 73. Feel free to comment. Feel free to check the description. And there's an email in there where you can get your free 1-year Bible if you'd like. Till next time, God bless you.